We begin in France, where the countdown has begun for the end to the suspense over who will be its next ruling dispensation. Voting is underway for the second and decisive round of snap polls. 3 hours before the close of the crucial polls, France has registered its highest voter turnout figure of 61.4% in 4 decades. This even as tempers are running high as the runoff election is expected to leave the far right as a dominant force in a deeply divided parliament.
Pas voter pour celui que j'aurais voulu voter, qu'il y ait un changement. Parce que dans ce pays, il y a trop de laxisme, trop de choses qu'on doit ranger.
On sent que les gens le prennent très à cœur, peu importe pour qui ils votent, et puis on sent que ça appelle aussi facilement des violences, encore plus facilement que d'habitude, dans la rue, dans les conversations, etc. Donc je pense que c'est pas le moment de rester inactif, quoi.
Several top politicians, including French President Emmanuel Macron, Prime Minister Gabriel Attal, have cast their ballots so far. Remember, Macron called the snap elections 3 years ahead of time after his party lost in European polls. Far-right leader Marine Le Pen's national rally came top in the June 30th first round, and it is on course to repeat the feat in runoff race. But polls indicate she may not win an outright majority. In case of a minority government, it is likely to force Macron to appoint Le Pen's lieutenant, Jordan Bardella, as prime minister just weeks before Paris hosts the Olympics. Our correspondent in France, Himanshu Dixit, is now joining us live for an update from Paris. Hi, Dixit. We are reporting that the voter turnout this time around was high. Can you confirm that, for starters? And how was polling day today? Anything unique apart from number of voters rising?
Eric, it's been an absolutely remarkable day. Just to give you a perspective, there's a football championships, Euro football championships, which is happening right now, and France is in the semi-finals. But if you speak to most of the people in France, they're saying the real competition is actually happening in the political field. That is correct. The voter turnout up till 5 p.m. today has been around 61%. In fact, according to Ipsos poll, the number of people who could come out to vote will be around 67%, which could be the highest since 1981. Clearly, this shows that the far right and the left, the people are there to vote, and they want to make sure that their side of the political party wins tonight. It's 6:30 p.m. right now, so in 90 minutes, we will have a very clear picture as to what will be the shape of the French lower parliament.
Dixit, what are politicians, voters, and even the French people, what are they saying are their predictions for this second round of polling?
The most of the people, see, if you speak to most people in Paris, if you speak to people in Marseille, in Lyon, most of the people here are left-leaning. But if you go to the provincial cities, if you go to the small towns, that's where Marine Le Pen has really tapped in, and that's where most of her votes actually come from. If you go by the polls, Le Pen actually started really strong in the first round on the June 30th. However, just because of the consolidation of the second and the third positions, where Macron and the left wing have withdrawn some of their candidates to make sure they can consolidate the vote and they can actually make sure that the far right doesn't get the majority, because the number is 289. That's the magic number. And right now, the prediction is that she could win around 200, 220, which is far less than the majority that she hopes for. Of course, Marine Le Pen says that don't go by the polling. She believes that she should win an outright majority.
Dixit, finally, we've been discussing about, France being divided when it comes to parliament. What is this division, or what is this fear that is hanging in the balance when you talk about a hung parliament in France?
See, generally what happens is you have a cohabitation. That last time it happened was in 1997 under Jacques Chirac, when you have a president of one party and you have the parliament and the prime minister from another party. The problem this time is that all three parties have decided not to have any kind of coalition. So you need an absolute majority to make sure that you have a government. If not, then you have to have some kind of false trade-in that probably will take place tomorrow. But if that does not happen, which means that it will be a gridlock, which means that you would not have a parliament in France. And now that the Olympics are coming up, that will be a grave situation, especially for a country which is the second highest economy in the European Union.
All right, we'll have to leave this discussion there. Our correspondent in Paris, Himanshu Dixit. Himanshu, thank you. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.